So this is part 2 of our tacos made from ingredients we already have in. If you've not watched it yet, watch the first part where we show you how to make beef tacos just by shredding some beef and then adding them to your wraps. And part 2 is the now, and part 2 is some delicious chicken tacos made from the ingredients left over from our Gusto box. They're absolutely delicious. They're so easy to make in the air fryer. And we're going to keep washing up to a minimum so you don't have loads of washing up to do after a long day at work. So we're going to start with one of the dried oreganos. It says on the size of it it's a 1 teaspoon. So let's find another one, shall we? That we can use in this. Ah yes, there's another dried oregano. Scissors are the easiest to get into these. And then there's a side, some chili flakes, and then I've also got some ground cumin, ground coriander, I've got some more chili flakes. Oh, I love the colour from the dried chili flakes. And then what else have I got left? Let's add in some dried basil as well. Another dried basil. And then we've got a ground cumin. And then that leaves us just with some oregano and some dried chili flakes, which I'm sure we can find a good use for. So now you've got all that, and look at that. It's amazing how many packets that has actually taken up. So now let's give that a quick stir. You've got a DIY taco seasoning that you can now use on your other taco recipes. And then it's just ready to go. You can add mayonnaise to this if you want a saucier version. You can add in some avocado to it, an avocado creamer. No matter what you want, you can use this as your base. And then you've got rid of all these different sachets. You can also use this on some chips in the air fryer as well. It's just totally up to you how you use it. So now that's mixed, let's get on with tacos number 2. So you've watched how we've made the seasoning and we've mixed the ingredients together. Now let's turn them into actual tacos. And this is great because it doesn't have to just be your Gusto box. If you've got loads of spare seasonings in your drawer and you're thinking, I need to make use of those, then this is how you can do it. So now, to do the chicken tacos, the ingredients are very simple because we've already mixed the taco seasoning. So that was the taco seasoning. And then what I've also got out of my pantry, because I'm having a pantry clear out for this recipe, is I've got some leftover ginger, I've got some leftover garlic, I've got some chicken breasts, and I've got some extra virgin olive oil to mix it all together with. And then what you can also do, you can use sour cream, mayonnaise, or any kind of basic sauce that you've got left over in your pantry or in your fridge, and you can use that as the base for your creamy sauce to go on your tacos as well. So it's brilliant how you can bring it all together and use up those great leftovers. So to make washing up to a minimum, we're using a foil tray. In our cookbook, Air Fryer Easy Every Day, we introduce you to these and we call these Pat's Pans. Named after a great lady called Pat that introduced me to using these in the air fryer. They're 7-inch square, so they're the perfect size for most air fryers. Though you can get lots of different shapes and sizes if you shop around. So we're going to be doing everything in this to save on the washing up. So let's move everything to one side, shall we? And then you want to start by getting out your container, giving it a good splash with some olive oil, and then adding in seasoning. So it depends on how much seasoning you like. So you can go with a standard tablespoon. So I've just added a little bit extra there. And then add in your garlic and your ginger. So it depends on how garlicky and how ginger you like it. And then grab out your ginger. I kind of tend to go with the equivalent of 2 heaped teaspoons of ginger. And then you can start mixing it. And then if it goes too thick, what you can do is you can add in some other ingredients, or you can just give it a drop of water. So I've just given it a drop of water there. So that's like your taco marinade, if you like, for your chicken. You'll gain some liquid as your chicken cooks anyway. And there you have it, that is your marinade. And then pop them open, throw in the chicken. 2 packs of these small portions of chicken breast from Gusto's. So that's probably the equivalent to what you would call a small chicken breast. So 4 small chicken breasts, or you can use 2 large if you prefer. And then pop the other ones in. And then we'll just put the packaging to one side. We're going to add a seasoning of salt and pepper to the chicken. And this is what the chicken looks like so far. So now let's get the hands dirty and let's coat that chicken. You want a really good coating, just be patient and give it a good mix in here. You can do the same with so many different things. I mean, I've used leftovers here to make kind of like tacos. But if you say have in the fridge some leftover red Thai curry paste, green Thai, anything like that, you can do similar. It doesn't have to be what we've used. It's all about using up those leftovers that you keep forgetting about. And then dry your hands and let's get them on, shall we? So, oh, I just think they look fantastic, and I cannot believe this is just using up your leftovers. So, air fryer popped open, and then carefully place them in. And then we can get them cooking. They are small chicken breasts. We're going to start them off at 180 Celsius, 360 Fahrenheit, 15 minutes, and then we can come back and check on them. So then press start, and we'll be back in 15. Serious about learning how to use the Ninja Speedy, then can I recommend our new multi-cooker time and temp chart. It's brand new, it's on pre-order now, and it's under a £5, and it has lots and lots of different cooking times based on the different settings. From steam air fry to when to air fry, grill, steam, and so many others. It will really get you started with using your Speedy and understanding how long to cook your food for. And now, back to the video. And we've beeped. So, shall we check on the chicken and see how well it's doing and see if it needs any longer? I have got my favourite accessory for the kitchen, and that is a thermometer. I highly recommend one. We mention it throughout our cookbooks as well, because with the air fryers, what the problem is that you have is that some air fryers are better than others, but it's not run by wattage. So like with the microwave, you could say, oh, that's because your microwave's got a faster wattage than mine. Well, that's not the case with air fryers. It's about the air circulation. So if your air fryer isn't as good as ours, you might find your chicken's under, or if it's better than ours, over. So get yourself a thermometer and then use it as you go to whenever you're getting your food in and out the air fryer, especially when it comes to food like chicken. So this is what the chicken looks like. Shall we shove it in? So that's over. In our cookbooks we say 70 Celsius, which is 165 Fahrenheit, 70 or above, and we're seeing between 70 and 76 here. Apart from that bit's not quite at 70. So you're looking for if you've got any rogue bits that are just under. So I'm just going to give it another test round just to make sure. That's at 80. The tiny little bits at the end are always higher. So yeah, I've just double checked now and they're all over 70, which is what we want. So now what we're going to do with this chicken is we're just going to put it to one side so it can cool down a bit. And then we can chop it up for tacos. But oh, look at that chicken. Doesn't that look amazing? And yes, that is a Bubba Gump chopping board that I got when I went over there. So now I've let it rest for quite a while, so then it'll be really easy to chop and then to make into tacos. I love the size of these chicken breasts as well, apart from that last one. I mean, what happened there? Here are people really paying for that size. I think it just fell off one actually, it's not actually that bad. So you can see there, all the mess is on the foil tray and not in my air fryer. Which is brilliant because also, if you follow my taco bowls recipe, we're using butternut squash, making them into bowls. So that means you can have your air fry clean and ready to go with your next item that you want to throw in. So for this chicken breast, however you want, really. I tend to go with a medium slice. Oh, and look at that chicken, doesn't that look fantastic? There you have it, that's chicken for tacos. I mean, oh, doesn't that chicken look amazing? So we've done 3 different types of tacos, so shall we bring them all together for you and show you the meat and everything and how you could kind of bring it together if you wanted to. So to start with, I've got butternut squash and some avocado. I've got the ground beef version or the minced beef, depending whether or not you live in the UK or the US. I've got some fresh coriander or cilantro if you're in the US. I've got some lettuce ready to load into the tacos just to add a bit of healthiness. We've got the chicken version of the tacos. And of course, we've got the beef version. Remember, all this is mainly using up stuff that we already had in. And then of course, we've got to have the wraps. And then what I've done, which I always buy when I'm doing tacos, which if you hang around, I will show you some ideas with it, is I get the dip selection. These are absolutely brilliant to use as well. And then I treated myself, and when I was at Disney World, I treated myself to some taco holders. You know, it's up to you whether or not you use some taco holders, but they're a bit of fun and they just make it easier. When you're having a taco night with family or friends, it's just brilliant. So isn't that a lovely selection that we've made? And, you know, the minced version was cooked in the Instant Pot. So was the other shredded beef version. The chicken one is made in the air fryer. And then butternut squash was made in the air fryer, sliced avocado, we've got some wraps, we've got the dips, we've got a nice selection of food here. So that's 3 different ways you can do tacos. And whilst you're waiting on the Instant Pot and the air fryer, or maybe using the Ninja Foodie, then you can be preparing your lettuce, your dips, your butternut squash, whatever other things that you're having to go with it. And it's just a great all-rounder. And remember, these was actually made with spare meat that we had in the freezer, spare salsa jars we had in our pantry. You know, so there's a lot of savings going on there, and it's really, really easy for making your own taco night at home using your kitchen gadgets. Thanks so much for watching our YouTube video. It feels so amazing that you've stuck around to the end. And of course, that must mean that you like our videos. So why not also follow us on social media? You can find us at the Kitchen Gadgets Club on Facebook and on Pinterest, TikTok. We're Kitchen Gadgets Club. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel for more great videos like this one. And you can also find us at kitchengadgetsclub.com, where we have a membership that shares brand new kitchen gadget recipes every week. And we also have lots of great ideas, resources, tips and tricks. And we are an ovenless kitchen, so we teach you exclusively how to cook with kitchen gadgets. And a ciao for now.